Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I kind of whipped it out of my mood. So today's video is going to be about what I packed in my backpack for the first semester of college that I'll be going to. And it's going to kind of suck because I'll be commuting, so I have to basically fit like everything either in my car or in my bag. So I went with a pretty big backpack. So yeah, let's get to it. What's that? Why, thank you, fairy godmother. So this is my backpack. It's already full, as you can tell. I have an Adidas backpack that I actually got from Famous Footwear because they had buy one get one half off, and if you had a rewards card you get an additional 15% off. So yes, so I have two water bottle pockets on both sides of the backpack. This one has one of my school water bottles in it, and the other one's just plain empty. And then in the first zipper, let's start with the front. So in the first zipper of my backpack, I have two sharpened pencils. And here I actually have two calculators. One's a TI-30 and one's a TI-83 Plus, because one of my classes requires this calculator in specific, and the other one's just probably going to be for my calculus class. And I have a ruler. I have mathematics note cards in here, but I might move this, but for now it's right there. And then I have an additional pencil case. So in this pencil case, I actually made it myself because I had extra fabric. And in here I have a few mechanical pencils, a bunch of colored pens, and some of this whiteout. And I think somewhere in the abyss of this is erasers. Yep, like here's an eraser and some lead for the mechanical pencils. This little pocket right up here I kind of used for personal things. So I have headphones, I have chapstick, I have my lanyard, I have pads, tissues, hand sanitizer, just, you know, little personal things in that one. Next one, as of right now I only have my agenda in here, but in this zipper here is where my phone and my laptop charger is going to go. So that way if I'm at school and my batteries are about to die, then I just have it on me for a backup. So the next two pockets I'm going to show you is the two big pockets, and I just want to do it this way. So in the first big pocket I have a 5-subject notebook, and this is a blank one. It doesn't have anything written in it yet. And for the first week of classes, I'm kind of just bringing this one just in case to write notes and whatever we do for lectures, just because it is the first week of classes. They're going to go over like what you need, what you don't need, and whatnot. So in case I need to take note, I'm just bringing this, and I figured that would be the most useful thing to do since I am going to have 4 classes on the first day of school, and I don't know if I'm going to even need a notebook for their class, or if I can just type everything out, or if we're even going to need to write anything at all. So I'm bringing one notebook, one 5-subject notebook, just so that way in case I do have to write anything down. Another thing that I'm bringing is this folder that I have. I currently have this just laying around downstairs, and in my previous video I talked about like the course schedule and whatnot, and in here that's just what I put in here. I have the academic calendar and my courses color-coded, and if they give us the syllabus or anything like that, it's just going to go in this folder for now until I figure out if a binder and whatnot is really necessary for that class. The next thing I have is a binder, but this is specifically for my science classes. So when I did science as one of my dual enrollment courses at my community college, I definitely needed a binder, no questions asked, with all of the lab work and notes and lectures and examples and stuff like that. I just figured just use a binder for science. So that's what I'm doing for college, except the only difference is I only took 1 science course for dual enrollment. I'm taking 2 in my undergrad programs, so I'm not sure if I'm going to need 1 or 2 binders for that science classes, but in my binder for science I have a little clip-in thing of sticky notes, because you know me and my sticky notes, a 3-subject notebook that I've used for my dual enrollment classes. So some of my chemistry notes are already in here, so I'll probably continue to use it for chemistry. And then I also have all of my labs in here as well, and I'm just going to probably use this as a reference for my chemistry class, so that way when I take it I know that I've already learned some of this. I also have this clear protector here that I'm going to use to put the course syllabus in. If I use this binder for both biology and chemistry, I'll put another one in here, but as of right now, that is to be determined. Next page. In here, I got this at a open house, and it has a bunch of formulas in the periodic table, just basically a lot of useful information I may or may not need, and I just kept it as a reference and blah, blah, blah. This is also for my dual enrollment chemistry class, which is just the periodic table and a bunch of notes that I've written absolutely all over it, and then the cooling and melting points of everything. So, you know, just keeping that as a reference. Then, of course, I have a set of 5 dividers. I kept some of my notes from my previous chemistry class. Since it was a college level class, I figured it would be best to keep it and use it as a reference. And some of my notes I had printed out physical copies of it because, you know, just to make it clear. Then the rest are all empty. And then in the back, I have one clipped in folder to put any loose leaf paper that I'm not sure about in and whatnot. So this is currently the only binder that I have kind of set up for classes because I'm not sure if any of my other classes would really require a binder to put all your materials in. I might be fine with just a folder. Some classes do run like that. But onto the next pocket. So in the second to big pocket that I was talking about, I also put in a hole puncher, so that way I had it on the go in order to hole punch things and put them in the binders if necessary, which is also sticking as a ruler, which is great. And now time for the last pocket that I'm going to show you. I have my biology textbook, which is thick, and I also have my other textbook in a binder because it doesn't have a binding on it. So in here is my calculus book. Great. And then I also have a notebook specifically for math. I know for sure I'm going to be taking notes in math, and in here I set it up the same way I had my chemistry book set up. So I have a table of contents on what page numbers, and I have some of my previous math notes in here as well. All the way from, let's see, I have college algebra 1 and 2 to the beginning of pre-calc in here, and then now will be my calculus notes. So yeah, I'm gonna put that all in this baby right here. This is a 3-subject notebook as well. There are a few more things that I'm not sure if I'm going to put into my backpack because I'm not sure if I'm gonna need that many in my backpack, but I have this little case that I got at Staples with very little dividers here and then a bunch of note cards in the back. So I think this would be really useful to bring to school to just, you know, write notes on note cards and then organize it based by subject on the front. But I'm not sure what classes using note cards will be useful for yet. So I'm debating on whether or not to bring this. And then another thing I'm debating on is this, because I don't want to bend them. So maybe I'll bring this pack to school because I do have a lot of sticky notes at home.
Me and my sticky note fetish.
Other than that, I'm doing things very limited. I think the last thing I may need to pack is highlighters because I realized that I didn't pack any. I'm not going crazy bringing pencils because of the fact that I only need enough to last me that class for that day. I don't need to be bringing my whole stash of pencils. I'm not bringing my whole stash of post-it notes. I'm not bringing my whole stash of highlighters or pens or anything. I'm just bringing the bare minimum of what I need to get through that day and that first week of classes. So just to overview of how my backpack looks, in here is my 2 textbooks. And in this pocket here is actually where my laptop's gonna go, but since I'm not going to school quite yet, there's no need to throw my backpack in here. There's also a little zipper here that I could throw extra things in, but not really necessary right now. Then in here is where I have the 2 notebooks, the hole puncher and the binder. In here I have the folder and my agenda, and then that's all the personal stuff. And then in the front is just all little backup material and everything. During this bag, as I said, I got from Famous Footwear, and it was buy one get one half off with additional 15% off. And but normally this bag would retail for $60, and I think that's a pretty decent price point due to the fact of all of the little key compartments it has everywhere. And let me show you the other side of the bag as well. The back side of the bag is these like sturdy straps, and it has a little bit of cushion here as well. Like I said, an extra pocket for anything, and then I just have my water bottle on the other side. That was everything that is in my backpack and what I packed for my freshman year fall semester of college. Like I said, for the first week of classes, you don't really need to pack a lot because of the fact that you don't really need a lot for college as you would in like middle school and high school and everything. And the teachers will tell you like if you need certain things, and you don't want to overpack for the first week of classes just because you don't really know what you're going to be getting yourself into. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that jazz, and see you later. Bye.